friend of mine the other day was asking me, he said, Nicky, do you think real musicians should be worried about AI musicians in any way, shape or form? He said, you was DJing their music for 6 or 7 months, what do you reckon? Well, my honest answer is no, really, because the quality is generally quite low. I think if someone's actually been into music and then they use AI, it can be better. But even then, from what I found, the ears might not be working or whatever. Let's just say you've got a really good musician who starts using AI to enhance their stuff. I think that would be probably the best music to come out of it. In about 6 or 7 months of trying to find people to DJ their music after listening to my own music and thinking, this is quite danceable, and playing it in my dance class and people going, what's this, man? What's this tune? What's this tune? I really like this tune. When that started happening, I started wondering, I wonder if there's other people on AI that are also passionate about making decent music for people. And to be honest with you, what I found was a counselling session of quite simpy people that were not really judging one another on the music, but more worried about one another's well-being, whether that be through the music or through communications. And I just found it strange, because when I first started learning dancing people, I was training for about 15-20 hours a week. For number one, putting a lot of effort into it to learn the attention to detail. I'm not the greatest dancer in the world, but I got a few moves in that. I had to put a lot of work into that. And I think AI, it does sort of negate a lot of that hard work that one might have to put into an art. I get that. And you get people that have never done that before who suddenly use an AI robot and actually think that they're better than Michael Jackson. And I'm not even joking. I've got screen prints of people that have turned around to me and said stuff like, Nicky, I've got some Michael Jackson. And I'm just like, that is a massive, massive insult to music and a massive insult to Michael Jackson. Yeah, I was only able to find a very, very, very small handful of people with that quality. Even recently, someone was telling me how bad the music is on a certain music platform. For some strange reason, this person was asked to be a judge with zero experience in music. I think they were probably quite surprised about it as well. Even though they told me they couldn't be bothered to listen to the music because it was so bad, by the time they got to the last lot of music, it was absolutely abysmal, and I agree with that as well. There are definitely no musicians that I found in AI, bar a very, very small handful, that have the attention to detail to produce realistic sounding music, and not just the attention to detail, the soul as well. I think it takes soul to hear what's really going on in music, in decent music. And I don't believe a lot of AI musicians have got soul, and I don't know if they have actually listened to music that intently in their lives to really, really, really hear it. When you're from a dancing background, you have to listen to it, especially if you're choreographing. Otherwise you can't choreograph to the beats, to the words or anything. Yeah, so apart from Gallis and his sister and maybe a couple of others, the patois was crap. The London road language was embarrassing. You know, people were saying things in grime songs that you've never heard in grime songs in your life, making up words and making up patois, and you think, what are you playing at? Hey, do you not listening, do you not listen to grime or something? You really think they speak like that in grime music, do you? And then what makes it worse is when all their friends go, oh, you're amazing, I love you and you're so great. That's what I found was happening, and that was the culture. And I don't like that culture. I like the culture of, if you're decent, you get respect, and if you've worked hard, then you get respect, and that's it. If you worked hard and your music's decent, you get respect. I don't think any musicians should be worried about AI music at all. I think you should use it, musicians, and actually use it to enhance your bangers. I can make 10 bangers a week if I wanted to, easy, not a problem. I can make an album a week if I wanted to. Some of these AI musicians were struggling to make 2 songs a week because it was too much for them, and that's despite having all of the resources you could ever wish for. Anybody can very quickly write an AI song. I'm sort of a bit confused onto how a lot of these AI artists actually think they can be famous musicians without a personality, a real personality, a person in this day and age of the internet, where personality means so much and people get emotionally invested in personalities. They're all hiding behind personas. Maybe they're ashamed of their images, or maybe they're frightened to get their image out there. I know there's a couple of 55-year-olds that have been telling people they're 28 and 30. What I've been told by people that have met them, that they do look like 55-year-olds. For example, we've got a fella who looks like Daniel Cormier, but in his head he looks like Jodeci in the 1990s. You get a lot of that going on as well, right? Where people are so desperate to make it, you know, but they're holding on to things from many, many, many moons ago. The AI and music community I found when I was trying to find people over the course of 7 or 8 months and help them with their music is full of unhinged people that were very simpy. And that's not everyone, because I would never say that about someone like Gallis, because Gallis is definitely not a simp. Gallis is a high quality musician. If you had another 50 Gallises in AI music, yeah, then I think musicians, you want to be start to get worried about that, because this person has actually got attention to detail, respect for music, and respect for styles of music as well. Passion, dedication, really good ears, really good patois. When he's not doing patois, really good house music, everything's on point, and a very pleasant, nice person as well. And I do believe this person has actually got a decent image as well, because I know their sister as well, and their sister has got a good image. And if you assume that they're going to look like each other because they're brother and sister, then you could assume that the brother has also got a good image as well. My answer is not at the moment, people. Don't be worried. It's like a counselling session for unhinged people. You hear that a lot in the music. A lot of these AI musicians don't understand that people don't want to hear, that you, the general public, don't want to hear all of their deepest, darkest secrets. And I don't think the AI musicians understand that in order to start pouring out your deepest, darkest secrets about your alcoholism or your illnesses or your mental health and stuff like that, you have to earn the right to get there, and you have to earn the right to talk shit to people like Ed Sheeran. You need millions of fans before they start going, go on, talk shite to me, please. So it's a shame that a lot of AI musicians don't understand that, but it's understandable. Imagine that you've never made music in your life and all of a sudden you can start conveying your deepest, darkest secrets in what you think is a beautiful tune. But actually, if you put it to a seasoned musician or a dancer, it sounds like crap. It really does, you know, a lot of the time. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. Whether you're a band or an individual, use it, man. You've got nothing to worry about with the people that are coming out of it, trust me, apart from people like Gallis. But what I think will happen with people like Gallis is that I believe decent musicians will hear people like Gallis and want to work with him and collaborate with him. So that is my conclusion, people. Musicians, do not be worried about AI musicians at all. It's not all that at all. If you want to hear some music, I've got loads of music on this channel. If anyone's looking for a royalty-free mix, I can make you a royalty-free mix for your business. If you're looking for background music for your social media, I'd be delighted to make it for you, uplift it to HD levels. I've got fantastic attention to detail. I wrote all the patois on all of the songs on my YouTube channel, and I've written all the country music, I've written all the house, and I've written every single song that you hear on here, including all the ad-libs and all the nuances that you hear in normal music. I believe you need soul in order to hear that. A lot of the AI musicians do not put ad-libs and nuances and anything that steps out of the line of 4x4 verses in their music, because I don't think they listen to it intently enough. You know, so if someone like Stevie Wonder was to listen to it, he would be wondering, where the hell is your ad-libs? Where is your soul? Where is your passion? And why have you not lost yourself in the music? You'll very, 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 very rarely hear that in AI music, because I just don't think it's understood enough, right? And you need like decent ears, don't you, in order to make that happen? Yeah, you know what I mean? It's more of a counselling session for people that just want to be, ooh, friends. Ooh, we're friends. Yeah, it's more like that. Musicians, I know you're not like that, because I know musicians, I know how dedicated you are to your craft. Respect to you, keep doing your thing. People like Gallis, even though you're an AI musician, massive respect, man. I know you know what you're doing. I swear you must have had some sort of I know you're someone, man. I know you're not normal like these other people that was trying to push their music out. And I don't want to be sort of too disrespectful to everyone, but there was no one on that sort of level that was really pushing it to that sort of level, that had that attention to detail, that had a love and passion for music enough to that level, in my opinion, right? So don't worry about it, musicians. You are safe right now. Use it, man. There's loads of different AI platforms out there now for people to use. Some really good ones. Some of them are free as well. Let me know how you get on with them. If you need professional copyright free music for your business, I'd love to make it for you and lift it up to HD professional level quality. Be delighted to do that for you. Thank you very much indeed for watching this today. Go ahead and listen to some of our mixes. I'd really appreciate that, and give them a little comment. Let me know what you think. Talk to you next time.